Let me tell you something you probably already know. Being a business owner is bloody hard. Every day you're up against money problems, taxes, competitors, the weather, even your own head. And if you're not careful, it will bury you. Hello, everyone. I'm Tony from the Business Owners Advisory. And today we're going to talk about all the crap that comes at you day in, day out, and what you can actually do about it. So let's start with number one, which is money. You can't get away from it. As a business owner, whether you like it or not, if you're on top of your game and on top of your business, you'll be thinking about money a lot. You'll wake up thinking about it. It'll pop into your head all the time and at random times through the day. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, whether you've just done a huge deal and you're working out how long until wages suck all that up over X number of months, or whether you just need more of it, which is usually the case, let's be honest. My point here really is you need to get to grips with money in your head. It's fluid like water. It's always moving, it's hard to hold on to, and ultimately, usually you need to use it in the end. You can't keep it forever or it'll go off. It'll go to zero, what with this crazy inflation over the last 3 or 4 years. Look, obviously every business survives on money. That's why it's so important. And as a business owner, you need to be very aware of how much of it you have, how much you need, and how much may or may not be coming in the future. So what this really is about is cash flow, and costs. It's all in the planning. Actually making some money first and foremost, and then forecasting and planning ahead. It's guesswork, but it's important guesswork. It needs to be done, and it needs to be revisited regularly. The more you know what's coming as a business owner, the better prepared you'll be and the better you'll feel. Even if the news is terrible, if I'm prepared and I can see ahead, then that's better than just blindly proceeding forward. That can get you in some big trouble, trust me. So the other side of money, money in, is obviously money out. So managing your costs, your overheads, whatever you want to call them, these are actually more in your control than the money inside. So no excuses here. You'll make mistakes, but do your very best to minimize bad surprises and be aware of every cost before the invoice arrives, is my advice. That's where you end up at cash flow, which is basically the forecasting ahead of money in minus money out, right? So remember, this is a business, one that's going to be paying for your life and maybe other people's too. So you're supposed to be left with money at the end of each month, right? That's called profit. And if you don't make that, well, then you've got big problems. Oh yeah, and expenses too. Be aware, don't be tight, but be aware. People bang on about, I'll get the tax back on the coffee or the fancy lunch or whatever, but it still costs money. So don't scrimp on clients or staff, but just be aware. So the other part about money is the bloody government or tax. All I'll say about tax is you need to keep ahead of it. Just like I said with all money, tax is an overhead, a cost. It's a pain in the what's it, but like death, it's sadly a fact of life. So upfront planning and forecasting to know what's coming is paramount here. Don't be the business owner who sits there with a head of finance and says, where's all the money? I thought we had more money. It's down to you to know every cent, not your team's. They're just employees. It's your business, right? So who's heard of growth taxes? I made that up, but taxes like profit tax, payroll tax, these are nasty. But be very aware up front and plan these costs back to the government in your cash flow and future forecasts. Don't ever pay them late is my advice. Keep ahead of it all. The payroll tax one really deserves its own video. So let me know if you want more about that one, particularly in Australia. That one really bit me on the arse once. We can get into that another time. Then you've got regular monthly or quarterly tax payments, goods and services taxes, employee, personal taxes, staff, super or 401s, pensions. Don't get behind. Don't end up with interest charges from government or unpaid tax bills. They could ruin you. So get bloody organised is the upshot. Don't bury your head in the sand. But at the same time, obsessing over taxes won't help you either. Just build it all into your balance sheet and forecasting and just bloody stay on top of it. So relating to money, one thing you'll never get away from is the competition. There will always be someone else doing what you do and doing it cheaper, faster or louder. Different strokes for different folks, right? That's why customers and clients use different companies for different things. All you can do is ensure that you're controlling what your business is doing. So over deliver and under promise in every area to clients and staff. Always prioritize retaining current clients as they will naturally help you secure new ones. Quality is a trait often shared by word of mouth, and you can't beat that. Look, the internet changed things forever, right? And made competition global. Use it as inspiration. You're not literally competing with a business that resembles yours in Brazil, but you can learn from them and maybe steal some tricks, some tips and tricks. My point being, learn from everywhere, including your competitors. And also, don't worry about the big boys. The best independents will flourish more than ever over the coming 20 years. I really believe that. And the last thing on that, which goes back to just concentrating on yourself, is to 99% ignore the noise. I say 99% because sometimes you need to have a look over what's going on in the market or in your category or whatever. But ultimately, just make sure that what you're doing is good and then get on with it. Screw the competition, man. All right, so number 2 is your own environment, the part that you can change. So what else are we all up against as business owners every day? Well, in lots of cases, the weather, especially for tradies, businesses in agriculture, hospitality, events. Look, you can plan all you like, but weather laughs at your plans, and I know that growing up in England. But my point here is that some things just can't be stopped. Brace the reality, use it for some unexpected benefit, like maybe if you're a tradie, a rainy day means a team bonding session or a bonus day off for the lads or whatever it is. But your own environment, this is a part that you can change. Your daily environment is hugely important. I really can't vouch for this enough. This may not be the first thing that you think about every day as a business owner, and depending on your situation, you may not need to think about it, but in many cases, it's an issue that needs to be truly considered. Where you live, sometimes your postcode is the problem. You might need to move, new city, new country, new environment. I saw a research piece once that talked about how new environments literally turn on genes, creating new pathways and new potential outcomes. So ask yourself what's around you daily: distractions, noise, cars and trucks, terrible radio, barking dogs, loud neighbors, too much background music, stress, negativity, whatever it is. You can't thrive if you're surrounded or competing with other forces during your day. So that's that. So now on to number 3. Um, the things that you're up against every day as a business owner is people, friends and foes. So people, right? People can be a pain in the ass. Let's be honest. I mean, I'm joking. Well, I'm half joking because in people, business are your greatest asset as well as your greatest liability. This is unfortunately unavoidable. So the quicker you get your head around that, the better. There are random people like old mate in the IJ car park who just stole your spot whilst giving you the finger, um, and a chance to check your zen, right? There are also real people that you know. The real impact comes from people close to you. So your partner, your boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, your business partner, your best mate who thinks your idea sucks balls, family members who don't get it and tell you to stick with your steady day job. None of these people you can control. Well, that's the key here. But what you can control is who you have around you. So this could take its whole own video as well. But the point here is to keep the wankers away. Um, if you have any around, staff or even clients or customers, ask yourself, is it worth it, even for the money? I'd guess probably not. Look, I'm going to get a little bit philosophical, but people can be fantastic for a business, and people can also be the greatest talents we face as business owners. At the core of any relationship, whether with clients, staff, or family, is trust. Trust is the foundation of everything we do. But like everything in life, I guess it's fragile. So a small crack in trust can break an entire foundation. The question then is, how do we build and maintain trust in a world that's constantly changing? It's not about keeping everyone happy or avoiding conflict. It's about remaining authentic and aligning with your own morals and values. So do your best to surround yourself with those who elevate you and support and back you, not bring you down and make you doubt yourself, because in the end, you're not just building a business, you're building relationships. So the upshot of all of it here really is to stay in control of what you can. Focus on your own actions, prioritize ruthlessly, make a plan and adjust as needed. Get it done. Whatever the task is, don't wait for the conditions to be perfect. Perfect doesn't exist, but progress does. The mantra, if I don't need to make a decision now, then I won't, by the way, is absolute bullshit. And look, if you ever do feel overwhelmed, then at least you know that this is what being a business owner feels like. That means you're paying attention. The trick is not letting it drown you. So like Bruce Lee said, be like water. Adapt, flow, adjust. And remember that emotions can and will fluctuate. Some months can feel incredible and some can feel like crap. Sometimes your outlook changes in days, other times it can take months. Stick with it, you lot, because new information and new developments constantly drop in and things can change in a heartbeat. So onwards and upwards, everybody. So to wrap up here, business ownership isn't about skill or hustle. It's really about resilience. It's about handling all the chaos life throws at you and still moving forward day in, day out. It's all about making the future the best it can be. And that's why you're a business owner in this crazy world. And if you're not yet, then one day you could be. So keep going. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and please comment below if there's a topic you'd like me to tackle next. And I'll be back soon for more videos. Cheers.